And Grandview to Godly, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Accelerated Graphics and Signs, 101 East Renfro, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, can handle all of your graphic needs. Need a banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give him a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Serving Johnson County, Texas, Joco Community Radio.
All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to Real Estate Reality with your host, Diana Roberts, with eXp Realty, Cliff Freeman Group. And then I've got my little co-host here. Well, he's not little. He's much taller than me, for sure.
I'm a little bit taller.
I'm little.
This is Jason Chandler with Affinity Mortgage in Burleson.
Yes.
Good to be back after all the cold weather and
Yes, the freeze.
craziness.
I know it feels like we haven't been in the studio in a minute, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does. I'm excited to be
knocking
back.
the rust off. Knock it off quick.
Well, I kind of have already, but
yeah, that's right. You've been doing your shows. Well, I'll knock it off quick.
Yeah, you'll knock it off quick. You got this.
Okay, no problem.
Right, no problem. Well, guys, we wanted to just like kind of give you a little more information about who we are and how we do business. Because I feel like that's really important. If you guys are going to keep listening to us, or if you are just now listening to us, you might want to know who you're listening to, right? What we do, what our goals and what our ambitions, what our strengths are, and what makes us successful, right?
Well, I mean, there's a point there. Why listen to someone about what's going on in real estate if you don't know if they really know what they're doing or not?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that can get on the air and say anything.
This is true.
I mean, if you just watch the news and use that on your real estate basis, you would know nothing. I mean, they don't report what's going on. It's so yeah. If you're going to listen to stuff, you need to make sure you're at least the people really know what's going on in the market, and you can actually believe what they're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I guess, do you want to start it off and then I can come in? If you want to start, go ahead. They got to see you first anyway.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Put me on the spot.
Okay. So I'm really going to knock the rust off quickly.
Yeah,
okay.
you are.
No warm up. Okay. Here we go. Well, yeah. I mean, basically, I'm a mortgage lender, home loan lender for residential properties. That covers your conventional, your VA, FHA, USDA, and then we have the out of the box programs, like bank statement programs for self-employed people who don't show enough on their tax returns. We've got reverse mortgages. We've got I-10 loans for those clients that don't have Social Security numbers. We have rehab loans, you know, for people that either if they want to buy a property, they're like, hey, I want to buy this, but I need another bedroom or I need a kitchen remodel. Well, you can go ahead and buy it, pay the realtors and the seller where the buyers own the house, and then they have 6 months to do the work.
Oh, nice.
But they own the house, and everybody else is done at closing. So that's a conventional product. So you're not having to go through the FHA 203K, which, you know, sometimes this could be a little difficult. So yes, I have those mortgages for residential, but I'm also a private money lender, meaning when you're talking about investment property, do you want to buy investment property and keep it? Do you want to fix it up and keep it as a rental? Do you want to do what's called fix and flip?
Right.
Do you want to do this with minimum down payment? Do you want to do several of these, you know, in a year? I've got the cash for that, and that's residential or commercial. So you got apartment complex out there you're looking at, you know, let's talk. Let's talk. If the deal is right, there's two differences. When you're talking about primary, you know, your traditional mortgages, like I mentioned, government and conventional, the steps are get pre-qualified first.
Right.
Don't go making offers on a home until you know what you can qualify for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that's very true. Very true. Very important. You need that letter before you make a serious offer.
Yes.
When you're talking about investing, it's kind of the opposite way. It's almost like the deal is what we look at from the private money
Right.
sector. As a lender, if you come to me and be like, well, I need to get pre-qualified to be an investor. Well, first of all, we're not teaching people how to be investors. Usually we would like to have some experience. I'd be happy to talk to people about, hey, here's kind of what it takes. You've got to have some money in the bank, this and that. But it's really the deal. Come to me with a contract. Because I've got 139 different options on the investment side to handle it. So if it's a doable deal, I can get it done. So I want you to come to me with the contract. Let me look at the deal first and go, yeah, this is either yeah, okay, this is very workable in private money, or you need traditional financing. I mean,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I
we
understand.
look at the deal first. Tell me. So if people are calling, I was like, tell me about your deal. It's not tell me about you first, as far as
Right.
what's your credit score, how much income do you make, this and that.
Yeah.
It's tell me about the deal.
Makes sense. Okay.
It's kind of backwards from going and finding your house, you know?
It definitely is. I can
But
see that.
yeah, but it's exciting because
Yeah.
it's like, you think about how many deals if you want to get into a fix and flip. Hell, you could do 5 deals or more. Like I said, I've got plenty of cash there. So if you're just like, yeah, I'm serious about this, let's go. I mean, we could do deals for 5, 10 a year. I mean, or you can do 1 a year.
Right.
And sometimes my investors, they decide, no, I don't want to. I am going to rehab it. I want to fix it, but I decided to keep this. This is a great rental property. So then we convert that from private money into more, conventional type financing.
Right.
So
they can lease it out and all that good jazz.
mhm.
Yeah, because they couldn't do that on private money.
No, private money is meant to be shorter term. Think of a construction loan.
Yes.
At the bank, hey, I'm building my house. Well, that's not meant to last forever. It's supposed to be 6 months or so.
Right.
Although, we saw right before things slowed down real bad, it taken over a year to build a home, but that's because of, rare
all
situations.
all the things that happen.
But private money is designed. It's more of a commercial, even though it can be it's done on residential investment property. It's more of a commercial mentality.
Right.
You'll hear stuff like, what's your exit strategy? Well, you don't hear that when you're buying a home to live in. Well, what's your exit? No, we're going to set you up with a good fixed rate financing, get you in a home. Here's your payment. When you're talking about private money, it's more of, okay, we want to help you get the house, fix the house, and either convert that into long-term conventional financing if you want to keep it as a rental, or sell it, make your money, go buy another house.
Okay.
Fix and flip. And like I said, that's commercial also. So you start talking about, things, anything up to 4 units, which you hardly ever see a 4-unit property.
Right.
But that's still considered residential. But anything that has over 4 units is automatically commercial.
Right. Yeah. I actually had a client that was working on wanting to do some investment, quadruplex and things like quadplex and things like that. I don't know if I could say it. And so, that is a difference. You have to have a different lender in order to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it's over 7.
Yeah, it's commercial.
You have to have a commercial lender.
So you can go to the bank or a commercial bank. They're going to be a little more rigid. They are going to care more about your credit, about your income, your debt ratio, stuff like that. And it's not that, look, private money, that can include things like hard money, which are, again, short-term financing.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that that we absolutely don't care about. Like, it's like, well, this is private money. So why do you care what my credit score is? And why do you care what my income? Well, we still want to know you have the ability to repay it.
Yeah.
And if I look at your credit report and you're currently behind on your car payment and your in-house payment where you live, why do I believe that you're going to be like, well, but about this one, I'm serious. Yeah, my house and car. If someone's not paying their house and car, there's something going on.
Right.
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 I mean, that's a big indication.
Absolutely.
So it's really not so much score, but it's look at what's going on with someone's credit report.
Absolutely.
And if they're not paying those essential, where they live, why are they going to make payments on time for an investment?
Yeah.
But the truth is,
make sure you're taking care of your home business before you try to get an investment business.
But at the same time, if some things that happen that drop their scores, it's not like, well, this guy's at a 550, so we can't help him. Whereas that would, be the case in, on conventional financing or the government financing is, hey, your score is too low.
Right. Right.
You got to get that score up. If the score is low for whatever reason, but we can look at it and be like, this deal was a good deal. He's in it right. She's in it right. They're paying their primary bills, and their ability to pay is there. They have some reserves in the bank. They're not about to go bankrupt.
Right.
Then, and the deal makes sense. Private money go, yeah, we'll make this deal regardless of the credit score. Whereas, on the if you're looking for your primary residence, we're going to say, no, we got to work on your credit.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty interesting, actually. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good information for me, I feel.
I'm excited because we can do
That
it
is
in
exciting.
all I was going to say all 50 states. I think it's all but 6 as far as the private money lending.
Okay.
So you've got some deals, in New Mexico or Oklahoma or Louisiana or wherever,
Yeah.
Wisconsin, that you want to look at. Yeah, I can help you with that. So
Absolutely.
It's more than with the owner occupied and the second homes, the traditional financing. Yeah, I'm licensed in Texas and New Mexico, and that's where I can help with those kind of your traditional loans.
Yeah.
But for the private money, it's a different story.
Okay. It's more open.
Oh yeah,
a lot more opportunities and places.
And I've got the cash.
I love it. All right. So if
need
you're
the
looking,
investors.
okay. Yeah. If you guys
So-
are looking to invest or do wholesaling, like you'd be the guy to go to, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
So, okay, we know what you have that you can offer them, but what else do you offer you feel that is like quality, like value in them coming to you versus, and not to knock anybody, we're not talking badly about any other places
No,
or
not
nothing
at
like
all.
that, but what is your why? What is your purpose in doing this kind of business, and give us a little insight on your action plan and why they should come to you.
Well, if you're in this, like, I can't remember. It's a little bit over 25 years I've been in this business.
Right.
This business has helped me to raise several kids. Has treated me well. I went through the mortgage crisis, all that before. So some of what's happening out there, I don't, I've seen ups and downs in this market. I don't think anyone stays in our business, whether it's mortgage, real estate, agent, realtor,
Right.
title, whatever. I don't know, but especially realtors and mortgage lenders, because it's usually a commission only
Right.
job.
Yeah.
And, commission only can be rough.
It really can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you're not staying there just for the money. It's because of the relationships you build with the clients that you help, with the real estate agents, that you meet. It's in business. That's you've got to like the relationships, and that's where I think I'm local and in the Burleson area. Meeting people all these years. There's real estate agents that I've worked with 15 years plus.
Right.
It's a long time.
That is a long time.
Yeah. We've been through some stuff together.
Yeah, we have.
And that's cool when, we get together after a deal's done, or even at a social event,
Yes.
business networking or whatever. And we just, start talking, have a few drinks and be like, how long's it been? Those are good relationships. So yes, it's an office job where there's work to be done at the computer.
Oh yeah.
People are like, I don't know how you have an office job. Well, that's true, but I do a little bit more than just sit there and crunch numbers all day.
Yeah.
It's relationship
Absolutely.
building. You're trying to build relationships, yes, for your business, but you're spending a lot of time talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to a lot of realtors where their clients may have come. Hey, they've already got their lender. They're happy. The realtors want to call me and check. Hey, the other lender's saying this. Is this fine? Yeah, I might spend, and I might have to go to my underwriter and get the answer. Did I make a single dime off that? But did I waste my time? No, because I helped a friend in the business. That's relationship building.
Yes.
With no direct compensation to me.
I agree.
So that's the cool thing that I like about this business, because it's a very frustrating business.
Oh, yeah.
If you were in it just for the money, I would say get out.
Yeah.
Because it'll drive you crazy.
It will.
It will make you insane. I mean, you can't be in this just for the money. You have to to love it
Yeah,
and be willing to take the hits that come with it.
I agree.
So I would say that's the number one. And then you're basically self-employed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm a
are.
branch manager. Yes, we have a corporate office. Yes, I have a CEO and president, which, you know, they're great guys. I can actually talk to them directly. There's no levels. I call them directly. So that's cool. That's why I like my company. It's small enough where, you know, they actually know me.
Yes,
But
I agree with that.
but I have bosses, but it is truly like being self-employed. It's running your own business.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if I don't do my job in Burleson, they will either shut the branch down or they'll find someone else to run the branch.
Right. Yeah, which you
know,
don't want that.
No, not at all. So, you know, there's the pressure there, but you are self-employed.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they're doing reports. You always hear about TPO reports with corporate. Hey, where's your report? Where's your report? Where's this? It's not a bunch of that.
That's good.
It's trying to help you know, your loan officers, your loan officer assistants, processors, trying to work, you know, to get the clients, you know, to get the clients what they need.
Right.
So
you guys are
but
a
it's
team.
truly your own business. So when you strategize, hey, what am I going to do this month, this year, you know, this week, whatever, you strategize, but it's your own business. The business plan, it truly is your business.
Yeah. It's what you're putting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're a real estate agent for Century 21, whichever ownership group that might be of the Century 21 chains, that's your business. You are self-employed, you know, even though you don't own Century 21.
No.
Because if you left Century 21 and went somewhere else, that's why
names,
I mean, working for a good reputable company helps.
Right.
But I feel like if I left Efinity right now, which I've been with 8 years, very happy. But if I did leave them and went to another mortgage company, I don't think all my past clients and the realtors that I've worked with would go, well, now he doesn't know what he's talking about. Now he left the company.
No, and they usually go with you.
Yeah.
You usually have all of that go with you because it's not the broker and it's not, you know, your owner of Infinity Mortgage that they're really going after. It's you, right? You're the one that sold them on, hey, come work with me. I'll take good care of you.
Yes. They trust you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an individual. So no, being with good companies count, because if you're with a company where all the other agents are messing up all the time, screwing up deals, or lenders are being, you know, other loan officers are being unethical, well, you know, that you don't want your name associated with that.
Right.
But
locally in my industry, like it's a little different because if another agent does something, it doesn't matter what brokerage they're with, it's the agent.
It's the agent.
It's not me. It has nothing to do with me, even
Yeah.
if they were with EXP. Because a lot of times they don't remember what brokerage you're with.
Yeah.
Like I just had I was on the phone with a past client today, talking to him because, you know, my husband helps out and does his HVAC work, and really sweet. Love him. Just, I love him. There's a great story with him. I'll share it maybe another time.
With your husband?
No, always with my husband, but with my client. With my
well, you're saying you love your husband. I was like, well, that's a good thing. You're supposed to love your husband.
No, I love this client that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
Okay.
him. He's just a sweetheart. He's
good.
Just super sweet. And so he was accidentally calling me, but he meant to call my husband. But he said, "Hey, I keep forgetting to ask you. You're with a different broker or something, right? Did you switch brokers?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I don't remember what the last one was. What is it now?"
See?
So like, it's really not. It's not that, you know, big of a deal, really.
It's you.
It's me.
It's you. But
because he'll still keep calling me.
But you keep, you know, we look around for places that will support our goals, where we want to go. And yeah, the folks at Efinity Mortgage have been more than supportive of me. Right. And we talked, you know, ahead of time. So no, basically it's a partnership. It's a partnership that you go in and you strategize, and here's what I want to do. And, you know, they've been extremely supportive. I appreciate them a lot. But all I'm saying is if they were to say, hey, we don't need you anymore, Jason, or I moved on, I didn't just unlearn every 25 years of what I've learned.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, my ethics haven't changed. Nothing like, you know, I'm still the same guy.
Right.
I'm just, you know, would be licensed under another company.
Right. Absolutely.
So it comes down to, 95% of it is on the individual loan officer, real estate agent, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think, with you, like needing, if you were to ever have to search for a different mortgage company, you would definitely make sure that they had the same things that you are already currently working with. Cause I know there are some that don't do certain things. Like every broker or mortgage company, they have different loans and stuff that they do and that they don't do. So you want to go with somebody that would do the same thing.
Yeah, there's a reason I've been with my company 8
Yeah.
years is, they're just the products we have that most other lenders do not have.
Right.
Yeah, it would be hard to want to walk away
And
from that
that's-
array of products because it's great to have them.
Yeah. And that's a reason to come work with you just right there.
Yep. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
no, but and then my ultimate goal, like I said, the why is the relationships because it's fun. It's fun when you see people. It's fun when I just closed on a refinance deal that was that were bank construction. The bank had done a construction loan. We're refinancing it, and there are some challenges that weren't there when he started building a home. A year ago.
Right.
And things changed a little bit. It's like, whoa, we got to shift some gears here. We got to do this. Hey, it's closed, it's funded. But there was some stress. But anytime something's stressful, it was me talking to them.
Yeah.
Hey,
Absolutely.
we're going to get through this, and this is how. So that's the relationship part of it. And he's, they just when they can see how hard you're having to work, on our side to make something work.
Yeah.
Just like I can imagine they would if you're negotiating a deal for them, or the seller, you've got a seller that's going, I'm not doing anything, and the buyer's like, I can't move in this house like this. Well, you and the other realtor have to get together, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let's make this thing work, but
how can we negotiate this to make it work?
There's gonna be a little bit of compromise and stuff.
Right.
Well, and they can, and I as your client, I would see that and be like, man, you really battled for me, and you got with the other realtor, you made it work instead of just going, well, they're not going to do this, let's move on. Well, we love the house.
Right.
We're just asking for simple things like that. It's just when they can see that you're doing more than just, here's the contract, sign it. When they see you actually having to actually put some sweat equity into the deal, your own time and effort, and you're stressed over it, but you're the one taking on the stress instead of them. You're kind of the buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Because when they're done and they're like, man, thanks for working so hard on this, and they really realize what you did.
Absolutely.
That's where you get the good referrals. That's where you are rewarded, because then anyone they know, hey, you got to use this guy.
Yeah.
Man, he killed himself trying to get us, taken care of. That's what you want.
Yes.
And that's where I've done grandparents, the son, and then the grandson.
That's
over
perfect.
the years. Yeah, I mean, you just no, he's Jason.
That's what
it's
you
a great
want.
feeling.
It is. It really is.
It's cool. So that part you've got to love.
Yeah.
And it takes time to build those relationships. It's not a quick fix.
No, it's not.
I'm not the world's greatest talker. Come in, just boom, 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 sell you. It's like, hey, you can trust me.
All right. You come off genuine and real. Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, speak it into existence.
I'm sorry. I took a.
Yeah, you took a lot.
Then the next guy, we got 2 minutes. So the next section is going to have, or after the break, is going to have to be
talking about me. I know.
I'm scared though, because I've got some questions.
Oh, okay. I'm ready for questions.
but to summarize, we're in this 2 minutes that we have, what's my overall deal is, that's why I've taken on also, besides the traditional lending,
right,
the conventional, the government, the great programs that we have already for your typical first, second home. Well, I've always had some good investment products, but I've never had products like I've never been the private money.
Right. So that's new, but it's exciting.
Well, now it opens up commercial.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right.
It's like, I really feel like if I can't do it, if I can't provide the answer from the private money, considering the sources I've got, I don't think it can be done.
Right.
Unless you found an individual or something with a lot of money who just said, hey, I'll back you. I don't care.
I'll do it anyway.
Yeah. but a lot of times that's what I have, is it's called private money for a reason. These aren't your traditional, lenders.
Right.
So, but it's cool because if they like the deal,
They'll
it
do it.
excites them too.
Yeah.
They want it, but what I want to do is be diversified where I could help just about anybody.
I like
I've
that.
always wanted in the commercial side. I've always, stuck with the residential, done investment rental properties here and there, but I'd like to get with some people that really want to get after it, do a lot of fix and flips, keep a lot of rental properties, build a portfolio for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it was just adding to what I've always done.
Right. For sure.
And that was a goal of mine last year. And also times when it gets slower in the traditional market.
Right.
That makes the investment market there. So that's my story.
All right. I love it. All right, guys, we're going to be right back. Stay tuned for some more information. Now get to know Diana.
Uh-oh.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Serving Johnson County, Texas. Joco Community Radio.
All right. We are back. Before I get into that. Hey, everybody. Thanks for staying tuned in to Real Estate Reality. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch, and the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at jococommunityradio.com. That's JOCO Community Radio. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-839-4245. Again, that's 844-839-4245. Be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. Those sleeves are pretty awesome. I got to say, she's a very clever woman. She's very, very clever.
I've heard that.
All right. So, I guess for me, let's just, I am with eXp Realty. I am with the Cliff Freeman Group, and I'm planning on never leaving them. I absolutely adore my team. We are considered a team basically. And I everybody on there, the reason I went with them and the reason it takes a while, I feel sometimes when you're an agent, a new agent, or a new realtor, and it takes a minute to really understand and know how to find the right broker. It takes you a little bit. It's not going to happen. The first broker that you get with it may or may not be the best choice for you. And you just have to figure that out. And I had to figure it out the hard way. I feel because I'm so, oh, well, this sounds really good. Okay, well, this sounds really good. All right, I think we can make this work. It's not always like that. So, uh, with that being said, I finally found the brokerage that I feel is like minded. And that's what you really want to go for. You want to go for a brokerage company that is like minded, that has the same ambitions, the same goals, the same everything that you have put already in play in your mind, right? Like, what do you want your business to look like? So, for me, I wanted my business I wanted to help people. I always want to help people. That's why I started my life coaching too. But real estate, I wanted to help people find their dream home. And I love going in homes and I love evaluating the house, checking it all out, looking at the ceilings. Like I can pinpoint, oh, there are some cracks here. We might need to talk to the seller about foundation. Like when was the last time they had their foundation looked at? So that's what I do with my buyers. I'm always checking and looking for all of the indicators, especially if I know what kind of loan that they have, because it is crucial to know what loan that they're going to be receiving, right? Because if they have an FHA loan, if there's a lot going on with that house, the seller's going to have to take care of all of that before they can even close on the loan. If that's if that's what the case is. So, I mean, you have to know that. So when you walk into a house with a buyer that's an FHA loan, you want to make sure you're pinpointing and looking at all these things like, okay, this is not level. I really feel like there might be some foundation stuff going on here. We need to check and make sure the seller has, like, maybe they have an allowance towards some of this, or they've already had it looked at on the other side. And this also maybe needs to be addressed, because once you address one side, you typically have to address the rest of it eventually later.
Fix one side, the other side.
And you get that one warranted, and then it's like,
It's got to, it's algebra. See, you said algebra.
Yeah.
You know how the equal signs, A plus B equals C?
Yeah.
Well, if you do something to A or B, it changes C.
It does.
Well, so, two sides of the equal sign. So, we're learning algebra too from Diana. Way to go.
Love it. Hey.
Very talented.
I'm pretty
woman.
clever. Thank you.
Yes, you are.
So, but I look at it, as when I have a buyer, I want to know everything I can know about the buyer. I want to know what it is that they're looking for. I want to know, how quickly they're needing to move, what is their situation and why they're moving. You really want to know your client. And I really like to get to know my clients. That's one of my favorite things, because I don't end up just having clients. I end up having friendships, I feel. So not all of my clients may feel that way, but I do.
You like them all.
I do.
I bet I would guess most of them like you too.
I hope so.
If not all of them. Hopefully all of them.
Hopefully all of them. Hopefully.
They should.
They should. I agree. So I work really hard for my clients. I make sure that I get all the facts. You find the facts of what they're looking for. You don't want them to lose any money when buying a house, right? You want them to actually buy a house that was worth what they needed, what they need, and what's going to work for them. But you don't want them to overspend either, right? And so that's how I look at it. So one of the awesome things that I have been through recently that was really cool, I love it, and I love that I can say this now. I am now an expert advisor in buying and listings. With buyers and listers, I am an expert advisor. So,
congratulations.
Thank you. I know. I'm excited.
You got
I got my expert advisor stuff. Well, I do have my certificate.
Okay.
I need to post it. I haven't posted it yet.
We'll post it so y'all know she's telling the truth.
I will. I'll show it.
No, that's awesome.
I'm so modest. Yeah, I don't really like to, like all the other agents and realtors. This is one thing that I feel like I need to work on, honestly. And I'm just going to lay it all out there. I need to work on posting more on my social media with like my listings or some achievements that I have. I'm really shy about wanting to do that because I don't want to look like I'm I'm bragging, or overachiever or whatever,
Yeah. Only your competition will probably look at you like that. I think you're sharing good news when someone closes on a home. that's great news, and you're sharing it. So no, when I see real estate agents do that, and I see the families next to them, whether it's a title company, sometimes I've seen it at their house. Actually, they go to the house and do it. But the smiles, yeah, it's like that's what makes it worthwhile.
Right
there, those smiles. So no, congratulations. That's great.
Well, thank you. I thank you. I'm super excited about it. So with knowing that and having the knowledge base that this is like, it's like, there's 7 laws to working with a buyer. And so with those 7 laws, and I break it down for my buyers just so they understand, you want expert advice, right? You want your future homeowner responsibility, or you don't want your future homeowner, you want your future homeowner responsibility, but you don't want the previous owners, right? So there are some things that there's negotiating skills that take place into that. And there's really knowing how to communicate with the other agent too, so that the agent communicates it really good to their client, because it's a back and forth kind of a situation. So you really have to build a relationship with each of the agents and not have any kind of like bad or harsh feelings towards them. Now, I've had some relationships in the past where it was really I felt it was challenging to really communicate with the other agents sometimes. However, I just kept making the best of it, and I just kept being nice and positive. And I'm sure that agent probably hated me towards the end, but in the long run, we got the deal done. We got the deal done, and it ended up working out. Even if they didn't really care for how I run the show. With nice and positivity and love. Like, you can come at me with some hate. It's okay.
They're like, hey, you're being passive aggressive. You're being too nice.
Right? I guess so.
But you're not backing down.
I'm not backing down.
So it's passive aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe a little bit. I got my negotiation skills. They're on top. They're good.
Get it done with a smile.
That's right. That is right. There's the home equity swing. There's finding the ideal home at the right price. There's negotiating an offer strategy, which we kind of already went over. There's closing the sale, and then lifetime vendor relationships. And then even in, purchasing a house, there's also 7 laws in purchasing a house as well. You don't want your seller to lose money. You don't want them to lose money. You want them to gain money. So there's so many different things that can help with that. Like, there's the law of expertise. There is the law of differentiation. So instead of using, I still kind of use a comparison analysis just so that I can show them what's out there and what's selling and what's already closed. However, I more or less go towards, when I'm working with the seller, I go more towards what's going on in the market. Because what the market's doing is what's important, right? How many days are these properties on there, and what is the list price? Those are some good things that I don't feel like a lot of us really pay attention to. So I pay attention to that now.
I think you're doing the things that yes, most agents do not do, or no one's had to do up until 9 months ago or whatever, when the stuff really hit the fan early last year.
Yeah.
When the stuff just stopped.
Yeah.
You're doing what agents have had to do for years. Yes, it's some of the new agents came in this deal into this market 5 years ago, 5 or 6. Oh my God, listing a home so easy. You list a house and it sells, and no one argues with you. It's very little negotiation. Staging homes, open houses. That stuff became something you never heard about.
Right. And it needs to come back.
Oh, well, it has to come back, because now you have to explain these sellers when they're like, well, my house why don't we have a contract? It's been 3 weeks. What's going on?
Well, let's see what your house looks like. What are buyers coming in, walking into?
Exactly. And you've got the knowledge. Hey, calm down now. Let me show you that we do have this priced right, and we have to be patient, or based on this data, we might need to make a move.
Yeah.
And in this day and time, I bet something that, we don't want to bring. The prices will probably come down a little by themselves anyway. But instead of that, hey, let's offer some seller concessions.
Yeah.
Let's help the buyers out with some closing costs instead of dropping our price. Keep the prices up, and that's what I'm trying to tell my buyers, because right now, for a while there, the buyers were stuck with everything.
Yeah.
Even title insurance policy. My God, sellers wouldn't even pay that. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
But now I'm like, look, don't go and hassle. I want to bring this down $5,000 or $10,000. if that will appraise, ask for seller concessions. Hey, I'll give you your price. I want $10,000, you to cover $10,000 in cost.
Right.
Instead of saving $60 off your payment, oh, I got them to come down 10 grand. Congratulations, you saved $65. Or I got them to pay $10,000 that I get to keep in the bank. Which one matters more?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you being able to explain this to them and guide them when times aren't just list your house and someone's going to make an offer and the same day.
Like that.
So yeah, I see where you're going. You've got the information that they need from the sellers, because I've been a seller several times and I've been in pay going, what the hell's going on?
Right.
Why don't we have a contract? What do we do? And if my agent didn't have the right answers, what's the pay attention to the market? That was my question. Is, well, what's the market doing?
Yeah. What is the market doing?
And you've got to be able to show them right then. Here, let me show you.
Yep, exactly. And so I try to stay on top of the market in my areas as much as possible. And so, for instance, I've got one coming soon that's going to be in Terrell. Well, I know a little bit about Terrell just because, I'm a little familiar with it. I'm not as familiar, but now I am. Now I know what's going on in the market. I know how many days they're on they're having listed on the market that they're not selling yet. Well, I don't know why that wasn't coming out good. This is, you never a dull moment with me either if you do have me help you out. Okay. Heyo, how's the state in Austin? Well, we're not actually in Austin. We are in Fort Worth, like south of Fort Worth. But Austin, I don't know.
What do you want to know about Austin?
Yeah, what do you want to know about Austin? This guy might know. I am not as familiar. Like, I know a little bit, but maybe enough just to get me in trouble right now.
Well, what's going on in Austin is Austin is your toughest market in Texas, without a doubt. It's the highest price, average sales price per home, the least amount of inventory available.
Yeah.
But even Austin has made great strides since last year, when it was like down to less than 1,000 listings available.
Right.
It's hard to imagine.
Right.
I think it was a few hundred. And it's like for Austin.
Yeah. And that's our capital. So
yeah, that number's come up significant. There are several thousand homes available now. Because I get that data because I want to know what's going on in Texas, because I lend in all of Texas. Yeah. So it's important to know what's going on in the market when people are like, well, because I get a lot of out of state people going, I'm business for self. I can live anywhere. Well, it's like, what part of the state do you want to live in? You want to be by the ocean? You want to be up by the Cowboys? Some people are like, hell yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan.
I want to be over there by the Cowboys. Yeah, let's go.
I was like, well, you like misery, but you're like me. I understand. We like it. Some people are like, hey, I want the desert. Hey, that's El Paso.
Let's go.
Or I want the hill country. Austin.
I love the hill country.
Then because then you're knowing when you're giving them, well, what are payments? Well, the property taxes in Austin are going to be the highest.
Yeah.
Followed by us, North Texas. Yeah, we're higher. When you look at people going to Houston area, they pay less in taxes. So same priced home is going to cost them less in a monthly payment because their taxes are going to be lower. Nine times out of 10.
We need that over here.
Well, what we need is for our governor to actually step up and do what he says. And I saw it again on the news yesterday. This $49 million surplus or $1 billion surplus. Oh, we're going to lower property taxes. Well, don't give us some little excuse my language, ass. Oh, it will knock another 30,000 off of your taxable value. No, that doesn't help that much.
No.
That's a few $100.
Right.
How about cutting these things in half if you've got that kind of a surplus?
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Imagine a lot of people quit buying because rates went up, which made payments higher, right?
Right. But then they've got to look at the property taxes
too. That
too.
includes taxes and insurance. So how do you offset that? How could our state government help us immediately? The housing market immediately? Cut the damn taxes.
Yeah.
If you've got that kind of surplus, why can't you?
That's what I'm saying.
And that would help tremendously. All of a sudden, that rate problem where rates were extremely low and people bought, well, like I said, instead of waiting on a crisis for rates to drop back to 3%, which may never happen again.
Yeah.
Why don't you help us out with the property taxes?
Right.
First of all, cut them significantly, and then secondly, put a cap where people aren't having to worry about this stuff going up every month. I would argue that in Texas, property taxes have done more damage to us than even the interest rates have done.
Yeah.
Because it is crazy.
It is.
What you used to pay and what they did. And I didn't mean to, because we could do a whole segment on property taxes, but I'm tired.
We can do that. Why
Well,
not?
I'm just
Let's do
tired of
it.
hearing about the surplus that they've
Oh,
got,
yeah.
and we're going to help you out. And if they come with some little, oh yeah, we dropped it 30,000 per taxable. No, that's a couple $100. Sorry,
Yeah.
that
not gonna
doesn't
do us
change my
anything.
life.
Right.
Save me knock 2,000
Yeah.
off the top. Knock depending on some homes, knock 5,000 off.
Yeah, because it's
Now
outrageous.
we're talking.
Yeah.
Because that's a Texas is now worse. We're considered worse than California, New York, all those 4 property taxes. We are the worst state.
Yeah, that's not
And
good.
Austin's number 1 and North Texas number 2 in the state. Let's change this stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
I doubt the governor or any politicians are listening to our
Real Estate Reality.
podcast.
They might.
But
Who knows?
maybe someone is sharing like, hey, and I know they say they're going to do stuff. Well, do it significant, guys. Don't do something to try to pat yourself on the back. Do it where
Right.
people actually go, wow, this is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that'll open this market right back. That would be the same as rates dropping 2%.
Absolutely.
Well, what would happen if rates dropped 2%? Oh, everybody! Oh my God, we got to buy now. We got to
They
buy
wouldn't
now,
care
right?
about the taxes.
Well, if all of a
that
sudden
point-
property taxes got cut in half,
oh, then they wouldn't care
or now
about-
half of what they would have been.
Yeah.
Oh, now your payment, all that. Woo!
Yeah.
You talk
I'm
about
all in.
excitement. To me, that would be more exciting than even the interest rate drop.
I agree.
So, anyway, sorry,
it did go-
but
No,
that
that's
really,
good.
but that's it. That's the information. And him ask about Austin.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, beautiful down there.
It is
The average
beautiful.
sales price is higher, taxes a little higher. Not as many homes as you'll find in North Texas or Houston,
Right.
even San Antonio area. But there's a lot more homes than there was.
Yeah.
Available, and they've come down in price also.
Well, that's good
Mhm.
because it looks like we have. Let's see. Our price increased at 1%. Our price decreased at 47%.
47.
Which is good. We needed the price decrease, right? Because we needed to offset it somehow. So even though like the taxes and the rates are still, I mean, at least our housing is dropping a little bit to kind of compensate for that.
That helped. I just
That
think
helps.
it came back to reality.
Yeah,
And
I think so
and
too.
I often wonder in this data if they're considering the people that went and paid over sales price, or is this just based on what the sales price was?
So now what we're doing is we're looking. Well, so for me, for instance, when I'm going to list a house at right now, again, you want to go based off of the market, not based off of the comparison analysis as much, because the comparison analysis is not giving you comparable amounts or prices or even homes at this point. And every home is different. Every home has its own unique touch, its own unique something that homeowner put into it that's going to give it some more value, right? That another house I can't see, I can only just see in the pictures. I don't know exactly what kind of more value that has been put into that house that has in the house that I'm looking at currently, right, to list. Okay. So instead of really looking at that, I do look at what things have sold in that area. And I only do a small area, very small area when I'm doing residential. Okay.
Mhm.
So I do a very small area and then I look at when it's sold. So now I'm not only just looking at, okay, it sold 90 days ago. I'm actually looking at how soon, when was this closing? If this closing was from 10 to now, I'm good. I'm going to use those. I'm not using anything before that.
No, we say 10, you mean October?
Yeah, October.
Okay,
Sorry.
so
Yeah, so I'm
you're
using
going back 4
October
months,
till now,
basically.
4 months. So
Okay.
I'm looking at 4 months from now, instead of looking further past that, because again, that was when the pricing, the market was definitely in a different, scope, right? It was in a different path. Now we're coming back down from the COVID situation. So I definitely need to make sure I'm paying attention closer to that, because say you go on there and you're looking at a house that sold during the times of COVID, right? Where it was like skyrocketed. It sold at a really ridiculous price. And that's because somebody brought in, more towards what they were asking for it, because they were in a multi offer, right? They
Yeah.
were in a multi offer situation.
Yeah.
So if I'm using that and then I base that off of the house now, guess what I've just done? I've listed that house way too high to where it's going to be sitting on the market for, okay, so average days in the market here in our area is 62 days. 62 days. And the median days on the market is 28 days. So if I put it too high, that 62 days is going to be over 100 because nobody's going to want to buy it. And we're going to have people that are going to come and look at the house and nobody is going to want to purchase it. So you really have to, I feel like right now as a realtor, as an agent, whatever you call yourself, realtor, I get yelled at for that all the time. I'm like, I say realtor. Okay. It sounds better than realtor. I'm not a realtor. I'm a realtor. Okay. So English just never spelt exactly the way it comes out anyway.
Especially in Texas.
Especially in Texas. That's right. That's right. But anyway, so that's what you're looking at. Right now, per square foot of a house is 188, whereas we were well over the 200s during that time. We were almost in the 300s per square foot in COVID. So if we look at that versus now, if I still price it at that 200 and something a square foot, my seller's not going to be happy with me.
Right.
I don't want them to lose money, but at the same token, I want us to be realistic of where we're at in the market now too. And that's why I show this and present them to them.
Because they will lose money if it sits there over time, right?
Absolutely.
If they're sitting there, if they want you to price it 20,000 higher than you think the current market, the sales are telling you,
right?
Then and they spend 6 months making $3,000 payments. That's $18,000. So 6 months down the line, they've already lost that 20 grand when you could have dropped it 6 months earlier. Hey, no, this price is 20,000. Listen to me. Here's the data.
Right.
And sometimes, hey, customers are always right, I guess. The seller, they're stubborn. Well, okay, we'll do it your way. Then you're going to see.
Yeah, because then we'll see. I'll be able to show them.
Yeah.
Because what I have is when I have a listing, I have where it goes through showing time or broker's bay. And so I can see who's going to go look at that property, when they're going to go look at it. And then I can get feedback. So within 2 weeks of having it listed at their sales price, if it's not moving and if nothing's happening and we're not getting good feedback, that's when I'll be like, see, we need to do something. But there are other not tricks. I don't want to say tricks. There are other ways of bringing that house up to a higher amount. Now there's going to be things that are going to have to take place in order to do so. If there's some maintenance, or if there's not maintenance, but if there's some cosmetic and a lot of things that need to be done to that house, seller, you're going to have to, we might have to reevaluate this. If you really want it this price, we went 2 weeks. If you want to keep it at this price, now we need to start working on in the house. What do we need to do to make a buyer walk into this house and see that it's worth this amount that you're asking them to pay? Right. So staging is a big one. If they have their own furniture, a lot of times I'll give them some insight, like no clutter. Let's think about this. When I take you to go walk into a house that you're looking at buying and it looks like this, what are you going to say?
Well, this place is a mess.
Right. So, okay. That's step one.
This place sucks. But
I don't want him to say that.
No, that's my house I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. The clutter needs to go. The upkeep needs to be. You need to be maintaining and keeping up with the upkeep. Let's go ahead and have an inspection report so we don't have any, big ticket items that pop up that a buyer is going to see when they do an inspection, and we're already ahead of the game. Let's get it taken care of, because then we can put on there, hey, we already did this inspection report. These things were what needed to be fixed. We already addressed it. Okay. So there's a way right there to gain a little bit more money in your listing. Okay. Another way is to, if there's a lot of work that needs to be done, say you let your house go, which if you're already thinking about listing and you're listening, keep your house maintained. Have an HVAC person come and check out your HVAC. Okay. Twice a year. You want them to look in spring, and then you want them to look in fall. Okay. Right before winter hits. So, cause they're checking that heater. All right. That's the only time they can check it. They can't check your heater in the summertime. That's why you need an HVAC person to come out and look at your HVAC system twice a year. Okay.
Well, you're going to have to bring that. Well, you don't have time to tell everybody this. So
I don't.
So we need to bring that whole list back so people can listen to our future podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I will definitely give you guys some more of that on our next show. All right. I look forward to seeing you guys again. I know Jason does too, right, Jason?
Absolutely.
We're excited. We love you guys.
Very
and
excited.
Make good choices in your real estate. Call us. Bye.
Adios.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County.